Red lights will shortly go on. Revs will be starting to rise. And the lights will go out for the final time today here at Brands Hatch. The race is underway. A good start by Andy Hiley in the Kronos. Anton Landon not particularly quickly well. Again, it's a good start from Neil Turner in the Caterham from the second row of the grid. And they drop their way down Paddock Hill Bend for the first time in this race. It's Hiley from Turner in second. Landon taking chunks of time out of Turner as they go up. He's locking up his Turner in that Caterham. Landon's trying to drive around the outside of him at Druids, but he can't quite make that work. There's some more dust and smoke being kicked up by somebody, we know not who. The car in fourth position is the number 38 of JB Braithwaite. Stuart Thompson in fifth position as the cars now head through Surtees for the first time then. So another good start for Andy Hiley, another good start for Neil Turner, and at the moment he's managing to hold on from Anton Landon in the Sanet. Stuart Much is the best of the Mevs. He's got himself ahead of Stuart Thompson now, and we'll see who it is that's leading in Class D when they come through to complete the end of the first lap. There's Landon. He's got back ahead of the Class B car of Turner, so he's dispatched the Caterham 7 of number 2 Neil Turner, the 57-year-old, 58-year-old now from Gorleston, in his 1995 Ford Duratec engine Caterham. The Simon Dodd car is sounding very drop-to-cylindery. Or plug leads come off or something like that, but it's sounding distinctly ill, and it was the last finisher in the first race as well. Stuart Thompson has Marcus Crook for close company here, and very close indeed, because Crook in the 24 car trying to get up on the inside of Thompson, and he's done it. That's for positioning class, for third position in Class B that we're talking about there. This class is split on power to weight, as we say. 330 to 350 brake horsepower in Class A, 270 to 280 in Class B, 220 to 230 in Class D, with the Class C cars all the MEV Exocets.
Yeah, 2 of which are turbocharged, 2 of which are supercharged, from what I saw on the entry list. And they continue on to the third lap with Andy Hiley stretching away from Anton Landon. And in third place is number 2, which is Turner from Brayshaw, Stuart Much, and Marcus Crook going well in the 24.
Stuart Thompson has just been relieved for another position. Mickey Scott has gone through to take 7th place from him, but they're in different classes, of course. Scott in Class C, and within Sports Specials, points are scored within your individual class, although it's limited somewhat by depending on the number of starters within your class as well. Class B being the most populous this weekend of all of them, and smaller numbers in the other 3 classes. Hopefully that will balance itself out as time goes on. There's a few notable absentees from Class A this weekend. Hopefully we'll see some of all of those out at later points in the season. Back down to Paddock Hill Bend goes Mickey Scott, Stuart Thompson behind him. Then it's the number 70 car of Trevor Harbour, who does lead Class D. One of the trio of cars in that class this weekend, Nigel Liddell, and off goes the GTM of Derek Hambley into the gravel trap, creating an enormous dust storm on the exit of Clearways towards Clark Curve. Car's well stuck in the gravel there. That's going to need some outside assistance.
He was off at Surtees and McLaren, wasn't he, in the earlier race?
He was.
And the problem, and had multiple spins this morning. Quali had a very, very difficult day.
Yeah, he certainly has. Getting out of the car, which is good to see. Wait and see if we have any intervention here. There's yellow flags locally at the moment while that incident's being dealt with, but we don't yet have the safety car or anything like that being scrambled. Andy Hiley's done the best lap of the race, 51.523. He was in the 50s in the first race, wasn't he? Yeah, 50.9 he got down to. There's Gerard O'Donoghue, who's got himself ahead of Trevor Harbour on that previous lap, but again not for class position, although continues to lead Class D. Slightly almost embarrassed to have won his class early on. Not too much opposition in that class today, but nevertheless you can only beat who turns up to race against you. Hiley, Landon and Turner have gone through to complete 5 laps. Side by side a bit further back though over the line. We can see from our commentary box window that's Stuart Much getting ahead of Jamie Bracher for 4th position overall now. And only just behind them is Marcus Crook, who was spectacular in the first race. Here's that trio now, climbing up towards Druids. Bracher having a look up at the inside of Scott into Druids, and he goes through. And this is where cars with very different characteristics are going to be have an intriguing battle at different parts of the circuit.
That's right, and the Crook car at the back of that trio's got plenty of grunt in a straight line, but look at Much go down the back straight as he closes onto the back balance of Bracher with this ex-Tony Southgate Fisher.
Yeah, that's got some pedigree. Tony Southgate, the legendary race car designer, still president of the 750 Motor Club.
Designed some splendid Formula 1 cars down the line, and Le Mans cars as well. Hugely successful designer.
He's got behind him the Stuart Much Mev, the man behind that company, and FreakyParts as well, championship sponsors. And Marcus Crook just behind him in the RB and RE Motors prepared Fisher Fury. He's good friends with Neil Turner, who's a little bit further up the order as Marcus. Only started racing last year in this X1 Vessi and Marcus Roskill car. It's Ford Focus ST170 engine, which has proved reasonably rapid.
I haven't seen so much of Nigel Brown this weekend. He's in the field, but normally runs a bit higher than this.
He does. He was very strong at Mallory Park in the last round of last year.
And a change again as Stuart Much outbrakes Bracher into Paddock Bend. Takes the place back. Slow car ahead of them.
Yep. So the 38 car of Bracher, the Silver Phoenix, chases after it. Then you've got the Fisher Fury.
Yeah, the Phoenix and the Fury look very, very similar. They're all kind of evolved from a similar core, aren't they?
Yes, exactly. You know, and they were really quite dominant, weren't they, in sport specials and kit cars before that. Among the lots of these out there. But that's evolved sport specials over the time.
Either side of the tail ender they go there.
It's Paul Barker, isn't it, in the 21 Auto Tune?
Auto Tune in Germany. Made up in Rishton in Lancashire by Anthony Taylor's company.
It's now got a 2-litre Zetec engine aboard rather than the 1600 Crossflow that it had for hill climbs, this particular car.
With a bit more punch, but
it would. Paul himself started racing in 1980 in mod sports, did 4 or 5 years of that, then raced in 750 Motor Club kit cars between 1990 and 96. But returning to racing, 71 years of age, the man from Crewkern. Enjoying his sport, although he's clearly not the fastest combination out there. That Simon Dodd Formula 27 is persisting in spite of clearly being very much off song. And this little battle is still building, isn't it? You've got the Crook car threatening Bracher there.
Yeah, it's entertaining. They can't live with the Mev in a straight line, can they? But they catch it up in the corners.
It's the 199 car of Nigel Liddell that they're coming up towards lapping. Nigel, one of those drivers in the lower powered Caterhams that it'd be great to see more of, joining him and Trevor Harbour in that class. It's very suitable for them.
One of them's broken on the back straight by the looks of things.
That's a shame. Pick up on that in a sec. Well, here's Much coming through. The orange roll cage. Selling as early, he's developing the new car that we might see soon, based on the Mazda MX-5 Mark III running gear.
Crook got closer to Bracher that time, coming up onto the Brabham Straight, and they were side by side into the braking area, but Bracher's prevailed on the inside as they continued to chase the man on the screen, which is Stuart Much.
Yeah, there you can see in the background confirmation it is Bracher ahead, but up the inside comes Marcus Crook. As we just followed Scott around, they're still side by side, those two. Here we go, down to Graham Hill Bend. And it's Breacher holding on.
Having a wonderful time, aren't they? It's really entertaining, this, because they're doing incredibly similar lap times. There goes Crook up the inside into Surtees. He's got the place. Can he do anything about Stuart Much?
Good question. Breacher eventually, I think, has to, or does he give best? Not really, no. The 27-year-old, birthday tomorrow, I think, from Castle Carey, who prepares historic racing cars and owns Iconic Alloys, based on Somerset. They supply and distribute performance and OE aftermarket wheels for various European, Asian and American marques. And you can follow his racing journey on his Instagram account, J Breacher Racing, if you'd like to. But it's Marcus Crook that's now got ahead of him. Driver from East Anglia.
Slightly smoky Merv up ahead. Is reeled in the corners. Oh, another of the Merv's in trouble there at the hairpin.
Gerard O'Donoghue, wasn't it, who was off the road briefly by the looks of things. He was running in 9th place out of the 16 cars that we have running in this race, or 15 that remain running. Derek Hamby having only completed a couple of laps before he went off at Clearways. That's Stuart Thompson and Mickey Scott. So this is a battle for position for 7th place, in fact. Stuart Thompson, the reigning champion of Sports Specials.
Race leader in the back of the picture there, which is Andy Hiley, of course.
We've not seen much of Andy Hiley during the course of this race. He's dominated proceedings here.
Lapping all his lonesome, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a best lap of 51.047. He's 6.4 seconds clear of Anton Landon, who's done a best for 51.5. Off onto the dirt, getting out of the way, was Stuart Thompson there.
Quite obliging, wasn't it? Really drive the car up on the curb.
It is a big car, that car of Hiley's, isn't it?
It's certainly wide, yeah.
Mm. It's visibly larger than some of the cars around it. Not sure what it weighs, in actual fact. You've got the sort of more 7 style cars around it. Caterhams, the MK Indy, the Mavs, of course, and the Mudguard type wheel arches.
Some really good battles in this race, aren't there? Not the biggest field, but there's certainly several squabbles going on.
No, and there we go, we've got 3 cars side by side, not all on the same lap.
And Anton landed in 2nd place, looking at where do I go now? The whole track's blocked.
Scott seems to have lost steam there. O'Donoghue had got past him, and Scott's in trouble, it would seem to me.
Yeah.
So his Mev might be not so much exit, but exit. Leaving the circuit at the next available opportunity. So yeah, it's been an entertaining race for those that have taken part.
That's what it's about, isn't it? They're getting their money's worth.
Exactly, and they'd have probably seen the early delays and thought, oh, are we even going to get our second race? But it's thanks to the hard-working 750 Motor Club officials to get this meeting through very quickly, actually, with minimum of delay after that long delay this morning.
There was a spate of problems, weren't there? But tenacious work by the 750 Motor Club team.
I think we were about 12 minutes late starting this race in the end. And thanks to the marshals as well, because they forewent their scheduled lunch break. They did have a slightly shorter early lunch break, but many thanks to them for all of their efforts today to keep this meeting running smoothly. We're indebted to you as ever. Just over a minute to go in this race. I play a couple of laps for Andy Hiley, who's still leading this race. He's going to win Class A. It looks like we're going to have our same class winners as we did in the first race across the board. Hiley, Turner, Stuart Much, and Trevor Harbour. It's the 4 of them. There's Landon in the Sienna. Let's put a lap on these battlers. Stuart Thompson and Gerard O'Donoghue battling for 7th. MK Indy is running sort of various different specifications as the regulations have changed over time. think this is the car that Matt Booth had at one point, isn't it?
It is. It's been around a few years.
Marcus Crook has not given up on getting third away from Stuart Much, we could see there.
That's right. He's having a go on the outside of the hairpin there is our leader.
On to his last lap now as well, because the clock's counted down to 0. There's Kronos, that Andy's raced for several years now. Raced in sport specials and kit cars for a long, long time, hasn't he?
Loosely based on the old Tadec that he used to.
That's right. Had many wins in that car as well, didn't he?
And that in itself was loosely based on the Tadecs that raced in the European 2-litre Championship back in the early 70s with the likes of Peter Hansen and others.
So here he comes through Clark Curve for the final time. Checkered flag is made ready to wave at the end of this 750 Red Club race weekend. Andy Hiley wins the second round of the FreakyParts Sports Specials Championship. A convincing win again over Anton Landon, 5.7 seconds. He just throttled back towards the end a little bit. He takes second, then we've got this battle further back coming across the line. I think that's Stuart Thompson getting 7th, Gerard Donahue 8th. Waiting for Neil Turner to come across the line to take 3rd, which is still yet to do. As others are coming through. Trevor Harper has come through to win Class D. Waiting for Turner and Scott to come through for Class Honours. There's Stuart Much. He has won Class C and he did finish ahead of Marcus Crook by 0.4 of a second in the end. Well, Marcus, it's been an entertaining weekend here at Brands Hatch. A good start to the 750 Motor Club season.
Absolutely. This is race meeting 1 of 17 going through to the traditional Burkitt 6-hour team relay at Silverstone in October. I'm looking forward to being at several of them over the year, but this has been a typical Brands Hatch thriller, hasn't it? With thrills and spills and plenty of drama, but some wonderful racing, plenty of new winners, which is always nice over the weekend. A lot of people very happy to be on the podium for the first time.
Indeed so. Thank you very much, Marcus. We'll look forward to working with you again later in the year. Let's have a look at the results of that final race of the weekend. The FreakyParts Sports Specials Championship was won by number 53, Andy Hiley. 18 laps completed. He was 5.693 seconds ahead of number 64, Anton Landon in second place. Third was number 2, Neil Turner. Fourth was number 7, Stuart Much. In fifth, number 24, Marcus Crook. Jamie Bracher was 6th, Stuart Thompson 7th, Gerald Donahue 8th, Trevor Harper 9th. Nigel Brown rounding out the top 10, so Neil Turner, Stuart Much and Trevor Harper the class winners. Further back, Sylvia Much, Nigel Liddell, Alan Robertson and Simon Dodd were the final finishers. So that's it. Once again, thanks to all the marshals who've done sterling work this weekend, and thanks to all of the other officials who work so hard behind the scenes to keep these race meetings running as smoothly as they do. And thanks to all of the team at the 750 Motor Club office that make sure we've got entries in for these meetings. We're back at Donington Park on Easter Monday, live on Alpha Live, but join us at the circuit if you can. From Marcus Pye and myself, have a good evening, and we'll leave you in the hands of Josh Barrett, who's going to speak to our top 3 from the FreakyParts Sports Specials Championship.
So the last winner of the weekend was Andy Hiley. Andy, more of the same, and I guess, like you said earlier, we want more competition out there, and which would help you score more points as well, of course.
It would help me score more points as well. Yes, that's not been missed. I thought Anton was going to come this time because he's going pretty well actually. I thought he might just pick it up a little bit more. So it went okay. Ref counter failed as we started it to go to the grid, so didn't know how well I'd get off the grid and nearly made a mess of that. So yeah, but apart from that, it went fine. The light was just beginning to become a problem though, so you couldn't see the marshal posts very well in the last 2 laps going towards Surtees. So apart from that, it was okay, yeah.
You expecting more cars out for the next round, or not sure yet?
I'm not sure, I just hope there will be, but I'm not sure.
You in the full season again?
Yes, hopefully. Yeah. That's the intentions, yeah.
Any particular rounds you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Anglesey. I like Anglesey, it's really nice, even though it doesn't really suit my car, but it's a great little circuit. What else we got? What else have we got? We've got the Snetterton, Silverstone International, Silverstone National, not looking forward to that at all. Mallory, can take it or leave it, but yeah.
Looking forward to the trip to Anglesey.
Yes, yeah, well, yeah, you know, it's not too bad from our end. It's 150 miles, so it's not too bad.
Nice place when you get there.
If it's like this, it'll be wonderful. Yes.
Well done this weekend, and hopefully we'll see more cars out later in the season. Class winners again in Class D was Trevor. Trevor, I think you lapped everyone else in the class that time.
Yeah, it was a bit of a lonely race, but was able to have a race with some others. But yeah, let's get some more in Class D.
Tell us a bit about the specs of your car.
Yeah, it's an old Caterham Academy car, 8-valve Vauxhall. It was a 100 horsepower class, brake class. Done that for about 14 years with it. Then there was none left, so yeah, just tuned it a bit, and it's got a bit more, but it's still the same with the Ital back axle.
Car you've owned for a long time.
Yes, a very long time, yeah.
And you like it because you keep coming back.
Yeah, I intend to keep coming as long as I can, yeah. As long as I get past the medicals, we'll be here. Yeah.
Glad you managed to get to Class wins, and hopefully we'll see more cars out next time.
Thank you.
Class B win, a bit more dominant this time was Neil Turner. You tell us about, it was really lonely, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great race from my point of view. Brilliant start, and just got ahead of all the other guys and got my head down and let them scrap it out, really. So perfect championship race, really. Good.
I guess the championships go better than last year because you got the first round.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we're on a nice run now. Everything's nice and smooth and stable, and yeah, it's great to be back, isn't it?
Absolutely. Tell us a bit about the specs of your Caterham.
The specs. So we're standard Duratec engine, straight out of a Focus, something like that. Nice throttle bodies, 189 horsepower, a little bit of ballast, and yeah, really simple to get into. If you've got a Caterham, come and have some fun. It's just great.
And it's a little bit less chaotic than only one make Caterham racing, isn't it?
We did that back in the 90s, and that's something you do as a very young man. and then come and enjoy yourself. Where, you know, I love the 750 Club. No one takes themselves too seriously, and we all love a good race. And it's just really good, clean racing.
And I think we like driving this car you've had for a while as well.
Yeah, it's a bit like Trigger's Broom now, though, Josh, to be honest. There's bits of it that are 1995, when it started out as a 1400 Super Sport, which, yeah, I raced everywhere for 4 or 5 years with it in the 750 Club. And then it's just got different bits on it. Hey, come on, it's a Caterham. There's so many bits on it.
Well, well done, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Oh, thank you, Josh.
So that's Neil Turner, and then our Class C winner was Stuart Much. And Stuart, you probably had more action than the other class winners because you had a couple of Class B cars right in your tail all the way through.
Yeah, those Class B cars are quick round here. They can get on the power earlier, they're lighter, they move around quicker. I'm just waiting for the car to bite before I can get on, and the two guys behind me, Sparky and the blue car, Jamie, yeah. Wow, they were on it, and I thought if I can just back one up to the other and let them two fight it out and let me disappear, which sort of started to happen. Then one of them got a break, and he was just on me all the race. But yeah, it was really enjoyable, that one. Really good battle with the Class Bs.
So that's what's a good thing. You got lots of different types of cars, so even if you are in a different class, you can still find someone to race with who's similar on a lap time.
Yeah, you race the guy next to you. You don't. Class racing is good because you've got your own group to race with, but you're always racing the guy next to you, and you always want to beat him. So yeah, it's good.
And we have a few more cars out for later in the year.
Yes, yeah, we've got 3 or 4 more in build, and we've been speaking to a couple of potential customers here today as well. So yeah, all going well. Should have some more MEVs on the grid.
That'll be good. Well done today. So there are our 4 class winners for the FreakyParts